Welcome back to Ask Rad Rat. Got a couple good ones for you today. If you have any questions you want to see me talk about, even if you've asked them before and I didn't get back to you, ask them either below in the comments or on Instagram or Twitter. I'll see those as well. There's links in the description. The first one today is from Zara Malik, who wants to know, what do you think about Game of Skate rules like at the Berrics, for example? There's also the S Game of Skate. Funny story about S. For years, I thought that the way it's spelled, the E with the accent aigu on it, in French, that's pronounced A. And so I thought that the brand was called Ace, and it was just kind of being clever. But then I saw Don Brown say that they just put an accent to make it look fancy. So it is just S shoes, but I didn't know about that for a while. So S had their Game of Skate back in the day too. And basically what the rules for all these official games of skate are no foot plants, and you get 2 tries on your last trick. They're also really specific about how cleanly you land and that kind of stuff, and I think that's fine. But for me, I thought it was really weird because right after the Berrics Game of Skates started, I went to a skate park and some kid challenged me to a game of skate, and I got him down to S.K.A.T.E, and I got him an E. But then he tried it again, and I was like, what are you doing? You got the E already. But no, the Berrics says you can do it twice. And I thought it was so weird because that was never the local rules. No one ever did it that way, but now it became official on the Berrics. And I thought that was kind of weird. I don't necessarily have a problem with that rule. I think it's fine. Maybe add some more drama to it or something, but it was just because some guys in California did it, here we are 3,000 miles away trying to copy what they do. So I thought that was a little weird. I'll tell you the ideal game of skate rules. And this only works if you know the other person and you skate together. I want to try to figure out how to adapt this to random strangers. Put your thoughts below. I want to see what the actual Game of Skate rule should be. So for me, growing up, I played skate with my buddy all the time. And our rule was you could do anything like foot plants or whatever. You could go grind something over there in a game and it would count, as long as the other person has landed the trick before. So that was the rule, and it kind of cut off free letters. So I was never good at a lot of heel flip stuff. So if he could do nollie frontside heel flip and I had never landed one before, that was banned from the game. But it was the same for me. If I did some weird freestyle move, like those are okay and they count, but I couldn't do ones that he's never done before. And so that cuts off, like, whoever goes first just wins because you do weird stuff the other guy can't do. That goes away, and it's more about building consistency with the tricks that you already have. It's less competitive because of that, but I think it's a lot more fun. So again, you need to know if the other person has done these types of tricks before, but I think it's a lot more fair and more fun and more useful than just banning anything where your foot touches the ground. So tell me below how you would adapt that, what your rules would be if you just met somebody and you wanted to play skate with them. So I'd like to hear what you think about that. Second question is from I Am the Best Meng, who wants to know, what are your thoughts about helmets? So growing up, there was always a couple of skate parks nearby that required you to wear a helmet, and you had to rent one. They either made them like bright chartreuse, or there was one where they were pink, and I think they were just like punishment for not bringing your own helmet. They'd make you wear one that was really obvious. And I hated wearing them. We would always wear them loose, and if you fell, they would just go flying anyway. It didn't do any good. Like all teenagers, I thought they were really stupid, and what's the point? But recently there was a kid in the family of some people I know. I don't know the kid himself. I know the family. And he was like a longboarder, downhill guy. And him and his friends were going to like subdivisions that were still being built, so no one lived in them yet. And after the work day was over, they would go and like ride the hills and stuff on the brand new paved roads. And then one day they all went their own ways and whatever. And then they were going to leave, and they're trying to find this guy. They don't know where he is, and then he's on the ground with his head busted open. And I don't know, he got speed wobbles or hit a rock or whatever happened. And he had to be rushed to the hospital. They put him in a coma. He had brain swelling. He was in that coma for a while. I know they were really worried about him not being the same when he woke up and that kind of stuff. From what I know, again, I'm not that connected to him, but I think he turned out being okay in the end. But still, you know, that's really sketchy. And I think about people like Mike V. I think recently he's been doing this thing where he wears a helmet all the time, no matter what. And it's not because he really needs one. You know, like if he's cruising down the street, he's been skating for 30 whatever years, he's going to be fine. He knows how to deal with a crack in the road or whatever. But he wears one because he wants to be that inspiration to other people. So kids will look up to him and think, oh, helmets are part of skateboarding. That's cool. I'm going to wear one too. And I think that that's pretty cool that he does that. Now me, I don't own a helmet, but I don't really need one for what I do. I skate freestyle. I'm going like 3 miles an hour on the bike path. Probably not going to get a traumatic brain injury, but if I were to start doing more vert or skate the concrete pools out at the parks nearby, then I would probably get one because, you know, for me especially, I'm old. I don't want to die. But something else that you see a lot is like this idea that it's not on me to watch out for the kids. You know, like I'm not their dad. I don't need to set a good example. I'm just going to be me. And while that's technically true, that doesn't mean that you can't be a good example. And so I don't know. It's up to you if you do it or not. But I respect the people who do wear one. Especially if they don't even need one just because they're trying to help out. Just seeing what can happen. So I don't know if you want to wear one or not, that's your call, but I'm not judging you if you do, definitely. So some people think it's not tough. You know, you don't look like you're a tough guy if you're wearing a helmet, but I think it's a lot more tough. It shows a lot more character to actually stand up for something. So if that's something you really believe in, I think you should do it, and who cares what other people think. So that's it for this time. Ask your questions below or also on Twitter, Instagram. Thank you for watching. Here are some more videos you might want to check out that I've done recently. You can also tap my logo on screen to subscribe. I'll see you next time.